Let me tell you what happened to me when I was in jail. I was in Twin Towers in LA County for a week, charged with 5 felonies, equaling over 20 years in prison for the 5 felonies combined. I was innocent. The moment I went into the jail, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. Place was dead quiet. Everybody was asleep. I walked into the Twin Tower jail bunk, and there was maybe 150 men inside of this bunk. And when I walked in, I had just been arrested. I had just gone through the torture cuffs, through the abuse. It was closer to 5 because they no-knock raided me at 3 a.m. They had me in jail by 5 a.m. When the no-knock raid happened, that was one level of terror. When I went into the bunk, a guy walked up to me when I went in there. I had a blanket. I was wearing a jumpsuit. They dropped me off, took my shackles off, walked me in the cell, locked the cell behind me. And a guy ran up to me and said, "Yo, who you with?" I had no idea what he was talking about. And I said, I'm in jail. I don't know what you're saying. And he grabbed my wrist and he looked at my name and he said, "Oh, Jose Maria." He said, "You're with us." He said, "Come here, I'll give you a bunk." I had no idea. He walked me over to the bunk. He took my mattress from me, put it on the top bunk, said, "You sleep up here." Then he opened up his hand and he had 3 packs of peanut butter and an apple. He said, "Here's some peanut butter and an apple in case you're hungry. And here's some water." And he gave it to me. It wasn't water, it was milk. It was a little tiny milk. And it was warm. So I didn't drink it, but I was really hungry. And so I ate the peanut butter and I ate the apple because I was starving. I had been no-knock raided. I hadn't ate since yesterday. And the next morning when I woke up, they said, "Yo, come talk to us." The same guy who dropped the bunk off to me. And I go and I sit with a group of Mexicans and they say, "Yo, your name in here is Hollywood." I said, "Excuse me?" And they said, "Your name's not Jose in here. We'll call you Hollywood." I said, "Okay." And they said, "You're with us. You're with the Latinos. Your name is Jose Maria. You're Latino. You're with us." And they said, "Anything that we ask you to do, we need you to do. And in lieu of that, what we're going to do is we're going to provide you with protection and food, and you'll get your phone privileges and you'll get all these things." I had no idea what I was signing up for. No clue I was joining a gang. 4 days later, they gave me the tour that morning. You go pee in the pisser, you go poop in the pooper. You don't pee in the pooper. 4 days later, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I went to the bathroom and I went pee in the pooper. It was an outhouse pretty much. And so I peed in the pooper and I went back to bed. At 6 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, when the chain gang starts and they start getting the people ready for court and shackling them in chains, the same guy called me over and said, "Hey, Hollywood, come over here. We want to talk to you." I said, "Okay." I walked back to the similar area I was last time, but this time all the bunks were put together. There was blankets hanging over a group of bunks that had been put together. And they opened up the blanket and said, "Get in, Hollywood." And I entered inside of there. And in there was 20 Mexicans in a circle. I didn't know what was going on. And Shorty, who was 20 years old, and he was in charge of the Latinos in the cell block. He was the head of the gang. He said, "Hey, Hollywood, sit in the center of the circle." I said, "Okay, I don't know what's going on here. I'm pretty freaked out." The same people who've been giving me peanut butter and giving me extra milk, because I would only drink the milk and eat the peanut butter. I wouldn't eat anything else, just peanut butter and milk, peanut butter and milk. They said, "Hey, Hollywood, sit in the center." I said, "Okay." I sat in the center. And then Shorty said, "Hey, Hollywood, Lil Ray Ray said that he saw you go pee in the shitter last night. Did you go pee in the shitter? We told you you only go pee in the pisser and you go poop in the pooper. You don't pee in the shitter. But Lil Ray Ray said that he saw you last night. Did he see you last night peeing inside the pooper?" I didn't remember. And I said, "I probably did." I said, I don't know the rules. I'm not used to it. I didn't know it. I'm sorry. I made a mistake." And Shorty says, "Okay, guys, Hollywood has admitted to breaking the rules. Who says we knock his fucking teeth out right now? Let's take a vote." And around the circle, starting to Shorty's right, the first guy raises his hands. Let's knock his fucking teeth out. Then the next guy raises his hand, and then the next guy raises. It goes all around the circle. All 20 Mexicans raise their hands that they knock my fucking teeth out. And it got back to Shorty. He hadn't voted yet. And he goes, Hollywood, all these guys want to knock your pretty teeth out of your face. What do you think about that? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know it. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. You are in a pit, in a dungeon, and there's 20 men who are going to jump you. You all of a sudden, look at the goosebumps coming up on my arms. You just all of a sudden, you become you're more than willing to acquiesce. You're more than willing to apologize. You're going to get jumped, and the guards outside want to watch it. They want to watch you get the hell beat out of you. They'll come in before you're dead, maybe. So I start apologizing. I'm so sorry, guys. I made a mistake. I didn't mean to. And then Shorty says, Hollywood, they want to knock your teeth out, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go this time. But Hollywood, this means that if we come to you and we ask you to do something for us, you're going to do it, right? Yes, I will, Shorty. Yes, I will. You ask me to do something? Yes, I'll do it. No matter what we ask you to do, you're going to do that, right? Yes, I am. 3 days later is my 7th day inside of Twin Towers. I wrote an entire movie about this called The John White Story because I look white, but I'm Latino. I wrote an entire movie about it, 80 pages, about this incident, about the entire jail incident, but this was one of the stories inside of the script that I wrote. And 3 days later, on the 7th day I'm in jail, racial tensions have gone to a fever pitch. A black didn't let a Mexican use the phone in time to call his girl, and they turned off the phones on day 6. The Mexican who had the phone turned off, his girl left, and he couldn't reach her the next day. He spazzed out and said, the Enners have taken away my girl by not letting me use the phone. La raza, la raza, la raza. The Mexicans started chanting. 80 men. La raza, the race, the race, the race, they're saying. And they come to me. And on the black side, the blacks are doing their pump up, almost like Hawaiians, how they do the warrior walk, the warrior chant before they war. The blacks are doing their pump up. The Mexicans are doing their La Raza. And I'm on the Mexican side because when I went to jail, they looked at my name and said, you're with us. I didn't know what I was signing on to. They come to me on the 7th day and Shorty says, hey, Hollywood, listen, we're going to fight the blacks. But what we need you to do is we need you to go and take out Killer. Killer was the head of the blacks. And at the time, I was 27 years old and I was just jacked. I mean, my ears were still mangled. I hadn't had surgery yet. So I had surgery on both of my ears to try to get rid of the cauliflower. And so they come to me and they say, hey, Shorty. Shorty says to me, hey, Hollywood, you're going to be what's called the torpedo. And there's, 8 guys behind him. And I say, what's that? And they say, when we tell you to, you're going to run in. And the first thing you're going to do, you're going to take out Killer. That was the nickname for the head of the black guy. The black guy, who was the head of the black gang, that day when the Mexican was freaking out about his girl leaving and he didn't get to talk to him, the black guy named Killer, you know how you hear all these jail stories and blah, blah, blah. Well, Killer went over to the metal pole in the middle of the room, like it's a 4-inch thick metal pole like this. When that Mexican was freaking out and rounding up all the other Mexicans that the blacks didn't let him use the phone in time. And Killer starts kicking the metal pole with his shin. Like something out of a freaking Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. He's kicking the pole with his metal. I'm like, tong, tong. I'm talking full on kicking it. So I'm thinking to myself, I saw him kicking the pole earlier. I know a lot of stuff in fighting, but he's not a wussy. He's not a wussy. And so when they come to me and say, we need you to go flying over there and attack Killer when we give the word, what am I going to say? I said, okay, shorty. Okay. Because if I don't, they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. They're going to stab me like they're going to kill me. And so I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. So Shamu comes over to me. Shamu's the other white guy, the white-looking guy who's been indoctrinated into the Latino gang. And he says to me, Hollywood, here's what's going to happen. He'd been in jail for a while. He said, when you go flying in and you start fighting Killer, his lieutenants are going to step to the front and they're going to start stabbing you from the side. So when you go in to fight Killer, strike and back out. Strike and back out and look to your sides because they're going to be coming in with knives. What have I done here? I've been no-knock raided for no reason. I've been arrested for no reason. I've been charged with felonies for no reason. I get indoctrinated to a gang for no reason. I have no idea what's going on here. Shamu tells me that they're going to shank me when I go to fight Killer. I'm laying there. I'm getting ready. I'm mentally preparing that I'm going to die. If I don't go in, the people behind me that are with me will kill me. If I go in, there's a good chance that I die. This is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The jail cell, the entire cell with 150 men, dead quiet. Not a single word. The bunks have now been aligned so that they can put the blankets over both sides so you can't see who's the left side, the right side. You can't see because the blankets are down. And so I'm on the top bunk looking over to Shorty for him to give me the signal, right? I'm literally sweating, cascading sweat. I'm cascading sweat. It's hot. Nobody's talking. And I hear, DeCastro! I look up. It's the guard. You made bail. Get your bunk. Let's go. So the 6-8 guards come in. You know how they come in and they got guns and they're pointing them at everybody. And so I then grab my bunk. I go over to Shorty and I say, hey, thanks for everything, man. I shake his hand and I get bailed out of jail that day. So why Chauvin was stabbed 22 times by that guy, we don't know. We have no idea the reason why. We'll never know. We'll never know why he really did it. Who knows what promises he had made, what deals he made with guards, what deals he made with other inmates. But I know what I went through was such a nightmare. It was such a nightmare. And oh, by the way, Shorty called me for months after that. I'm talking months. Called my phone. I answered his calls collect for maybe the first few weeks. And then eventually my girlfriend said, Chille, you have to stop. And I said, baby, you don't understand. The guy kept me alive in jail. And she's like, what do you mean kept you alive? He was the guy that was going to shank you if you didn't act as a torpedo. And I was like, but you just don't know. You don't know. Like there were moments inside there where Shorty and I sat down and we talked and what he had gone through and he told me his story. But eventually I had to become deinstitutionalized. Only 1 week inside of LA County completely and utterly changed me forever. Once I had been wrongfully arrested, wrongfully charged, wrongfully prosecuted, wrongfully persecuted, wrongfully incarcerated, it changed me. It made me who I am today. The cops hate me. People hate me. They say I'm too hard. I'm this. I'm too hardcore. You weren't there. You just don't know what I went through unless you did it. You just don't know what that was like. You don't know how bad it was for me. You don't know. It was just, it was scary. It was, I don't feel fear anymore, but at that time in my life, I was scared. I was really scared. I was terrified of what was going to happen to me. And that's what made me who I am today. That moment of me being a torpedo, the moment of me having, and then Shamu coming over and telling me they're gonna shank you, dude. I've seen it before. They said you're a torpedo. No, Shorty didn't call me a torpedo. After that meeting with him, then Shamu came over and explained to me that I was Shamu was an accountant. And anyway, it was just so hard. It was just so hard. You're more than welcome to be an anarchist, my friend. Forgive me. Sorry. It's just really hard to recount some things and go through that again. And just remember that guard screaming my name, because the guards knew what was going on. The guards are so aware of what's going on, and they knew that there was this thing going on. When you have 80 Mexicans chanting La Raza, La Raza, La Raza, the guards know what's going on. They know there's a race war going on inside the jail. And if you think that racism is bad on the outside, you don't know a damn thing. On the inside, it's so unbelievably bad. So here's what got me actually in trouble, if you really want to know. The peeing and the pisser was one thing. But the day before, my best friend in LA for 5 years was a black guy named Tariq. Tariq was my best friend. We were like this. And he was also my girlfriend's personal trainer. I had a girlfriend for 5 years. And the day before, the night I had gone pee in the pooper, that day I worked out with a black guy. And you take milk crates. They how they have milk crates, and to do push-ups inside, you'll take a milk crate and you'll put it on one arm and one arm up, and then you'll do push-ups on a like this, so that one arm is higher than the other, and that'll work your left pec. And then you put the milk crate on the other side, you do push-ups like this, and that'll work your right pec. And then you put the milk crate up here, and you got to reach up and touch and then come down, reach up and touch and then come down. Then you take the milk crate, put it down here, and then you're doing these pyramid push-ups, all these jail workouts that I never would have known. This black guy was like, yo, man, you're built like a brick shit house. Let me show you a couple workouts. I was like, cool, man. But then when I was in that circle, they said that I peed in the pooper, and then yesterday you worked out with the Enners. I said, what do you mean? He said, you were working out with the Enners. I said, I wasn't working out with Enners. I was working out with this guy who offered. He said, those are the guys we got to fight, Hollywood. And you're over there making them stronger, showing them workout techniques. That's what it was about. It wasn't about me going pee in the pooper. It was about that because he was showing me workout techniques where I'd been a certified trainer since I was 18. I was 27. So for 9 years, I had been training. So I was showing him all these little techniques that I knew. And that didn't make the Mexicans happy. They were going to kill me over it. So now when I tell you guys, when you go to jail, you shut the front door, you sit your back to the wall, you don't make any friends, you bury your face in the Bible, you bury your face in a book, and you don't look up. You're not there to make friends. The only time you're not looking in that book, you're doing push-ups, pull-ups, squats, jump squats, and you get your body dialed in like a rock because you may have to use it.